Hey, what's going on, people? Christian Hanna here today. I'm excited because we're bringing it back. Horror Blu-rays. I want you to own. I just put this off. I was wanting to bring these back for a while, and I got caught up doing other things. The Halloween season came and went. I've been talking about some other kind of movies lately, but let's get back into the Horror Blu-rays. I want you to bonus. These are 3 pickups I just got, starting first with The Go-Go Boys. Now, this is the inside story of Canon Films, which inspired the new intro. The Go-Go Boys is the documentary about the 2 gentlemen, Golem and Yoram, I believe is the names of them, that created Canon Films. And this one really focuses on them and their story, while the other one, Electric Boogaloo, focuses more on the movies. Both worth seeing. Both great documentaries. Get Electric Boogaloo, the inside story of Canon Films, and get The Go-Go Boys, the inside story of Canon Films. Both very different, both very good. Picked up The Lamp, a.k.a. The Outing, from Vinegar Syndrome. Love this movie. I'll plan to review this one. And, of course, I got the 4K of Ticks. Probably going to see a review on this tomorrow. I ordered this without the slip to save a couple bucks. So, probably going to watch that today and review it tomorrow. All right. 5 horror Blu-rays I want you to own. Let's just get right into it. Land of the Dead. Now, this is a movie, the buck kind of stops at Day of the Dead. Kind of. But honestly, on a revisit of Land, I still think there's a lot of merit to this one. I don't think this one is bad. I really don't. I don't think it scales the heights of Dawn, Day, or Night. But I think that this one still has a lot of merit, and it's still a very much enjoyable George Romero zombie film. This one and Survival of the Dead are the ones that I like. Land of the Dead is good. You've got a pretty memorable zombie in this movie, kind of like we had with Day of the Dead with Bub. I think George still gets it done with Land of the Dead. I think this one's good. I think this movie really got made because of the success of the Dawn of the Dead remake, and I think that's cool. But Land of the Dead, this is a good release from Scream Factory. Buku special features. There is a rated and unrated version of the movie that comes in this set from Scream. Not a bad movie whatsoever. Very enjoyable if you're a fan of zombie films, if you're a fan of George Romero. I really don't think you can go too terribly wrong with Land of the Dead. Give it a shot if you haven't seen it. It's got some good merit to it. It's actually a pretty good movie. Jesus Christ. Coming up next, speaking of Jesus, 10 to Midnight. If you haven't seen this Charles Bronson movie, you are in for probably the best treat of your life. Funny enough, this comes from the good people at Canon Pictures. 10 to Midnight is shockingly good. This is a slasher. This is an action film. This is a very dark, gritty slasher film. The killer in this movie is cunning, smart, intelligent, always one step ahead, and just a very eerie, dirty movie. You feel gross watching it at a certain point because, this guy gets bare naked when he wants to kill the women. He's a psychopath. I mean, it really goes for the jugular in terms of being a dark slasher film. Is it good? Oh my god, yeah. It's probably one of the best slasher films of the 80s, in my opinion. I think this one is really good. This is from 1983. You get a new 4K scan of the original camera negative, and it looked amazing. I don't think you can go wrong with 10 to Midnight. This movie is about as good as it gets from the 80s. Just a gut punch. Horror fans will eat this movie up. This is a horror movie without question. Coming up next, guys, is from the good people at Full Moon Charlie Band. I've talked about this before, but again, we get more subscribers to the channel. We get new faces. One of my favorite vampire films, without question, Charlie Band's Subspecies. This is the Blu-ray version of Subspecies from Full Moon Entertainment. Wow. I mean, this one, or Full Moon Features, rather. This movie is so damn good. I mean, when you talk about the vampires, the great vampires of horror, Subspecies is arguably up there. Anders Hove is amazing in this movie. I mean, this movie is so creepy. This movie is eerie. I love Subspecies. It also has Angus Scrimm in the beginning of the film. Excuse me. I can't talk today. But this movie is probably the best made full moon feature ever made. I mean, it's good. It's a good movie. Charlie went and filmed this movie far away overseas, but you gotta see it. Radu is probably one of the scariest vampires. I love him. Just great. Just absolutely great. All right, guys, coming up next is a John Carpenter classic. Now, check this out. 4K Prince of Darkness, but look, it comes with the Blu-ray. And this film is actually getting cheaper and cheaper. It's down to $20. If you don't own Prince of Darkness, this is easily top 5 John Carpenter for me. Easily. It's in there. I love this movie with a burning passion. This movie is so creepy. This movie is so good. It's got Donald Pleasance as the priest, great role. It mixes science and religion. It mixes, pure horror with just, I don't know. It's a great blend. Prince of Darkness. There's some found footage style shots in here that go in with the movie, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it. This movie creeps me out to this day. I was raised Catholic, so that adds to the levity of this. This movie creeps me out to this day. Not to mention Alice Cooper as the head of the bums, the satanic bums outside of the church, is brilliant. He is great in this film. He has an amazing kill, and one of the grossest kills in a John Carpenter movie ever is in this movie. There's a moment where a guy turns into a bunch of beetles, and it's disgusting. I love Prince of Darkness. I think it's easily one of John's all-time greats, guys. So if you haven't got this movie before, go ahead and get the 4K because it comes with the Blu-ray, and it's actually gotten a lot cheaper. So go on Amazon and check that out. Last but certainly not least is a film by the one Dario Argento. One of the greats, one of the Italian maestros, quite possibly the greatest. I think I would kind of give that one to Lucio, but I'm sure more people would argue with me and say that it's probably Dario, and I'm willing to accept that. But that's not to say that Tenebrae is not a masterpiece of Italian slasher giallo. Tenebrae is so good. Dario knows how to spew blood on screen, man, I tell you. There's a scene where a woman gets killed in her house. This beautiful white wall, freshly painted white wall where the cut happens. You see the wow. And all of a sudden, this beautiful spray of red blood hits this wall. This movie is good. John Saxon's in here. John Saxon, like he was like the man in like all these movies. These these 80s Italian movies. He's all over them. John Saxon from Nightmare on Elm Street. He was Lieutenant Thompson. Like, he is in all these Italian movies. It's so funny seeing him. But he's good in this movie. Everybody in this movie is good. This is from Synapse Films. They did a great job on this release. Looks great. Sounds great. Creepy movie. Tenebrae, guys. Give that one a shot. Let's get into some Italian horror. So there it is, guys. Those are 5 horror Blu-rays I want you to own. Let me know about which of those you might want to get your hands on. Let me know about some of those that you've already seen. And, of course, you can drop some suggestions. Maybe I'll put them in the next horror Blu-rays I want you to own. I forgot what volume this is, but I'll make sure it's in the title somewhere. I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you do enjoy the horror Blu-rays I want you to own, let me know in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up. Be sure to sub to the channel so you don't miss more videos just like that. I would really appreciate it. And just remember, my name is CHH. I'll see you guys next time.